As soon as we get exposed to the educational system, society tells us, through conditional programming and judgment, that being alone or being an introvert is a bad thing. And I very well disagree. I think that if you're well with your time, that mastering solitude could give you the advantage over everybody else. Because of society's conditioning beliefs, everyone has become so dependent on validation and constant connection. For example, if your bro comes up to you and asks you, "How many birds you got, bro?" And all you did was tell him, "I'm not looking for birds, man, I'm focusing on myself." What do you think his reaction would be? Do you think it would be positive or negative? Because I think that 90% of the time, it would be something like, "Bro, you're a loser. Bro, that's boring. Bro, last night, me and my buddies got drunk at a party. You're missing out, bro." And the reason why he's like that is because society has normalized constant validation and connection to the point where if you're not hanging out with the popular kids, if you're not hanging out with your friends all the time, and if you don't have a girlfriend, you're considered a loser. They will shame you if you still got your V card, man. But I myself have normalized the lonely road so much because, and I don't mean to say this in an arrogant way, but I'm so much more productive than everybody else. If you're constantly distracting yourself with this friend and this guy and this girl, and you're looking for that social life, it's a trap that society put you in. And then there's people who will come up and say, "Bro, social life is a need. Bro, sex is a need. I gotta get laid, bro. I gotta lose my V card." Humans were meant to be around people distracted all the time. The reality is that you're not gonna die if you're alone. It is just something that you need to get used to. There is a stage where you're gonna feel lonely, and you need to push through it because you will get used to it. Because the reality is there's no point in talking to those meaningless people. There is no point in chasing the latest trend. There's no point in chasing women. There's no point in any of it. It is all just the fear of lack. It is fear. It is worry. Bro, if I'm gonna be honest, if you're rather young, if you're a teenager, and this is more for teenage men, I would say, man, just disappear from your friend group. Disappear from the pointless friends. If you have a girlfriend that you hang out with every day, just lower the time. Because the reality is that most teenage and young men have been living in so many social distractions throughout their whole life that they don't even know what they want. They don't even know who they are. I see this all the time. There's kids all the time in my high school who just are purposeless, but they got this friend group and they hang out every day, bro. And they think they have something. They think that something's there that's purposeful. And the whole point of distancing yourself from this social distraction is that, well, for one, there's less distraction. But two, you have more time. You spent your whole life trying to consume as much time as possible because you don't want to experience growing pains. Not physical, mental growing pains. You just want to stay in this life where you and your dudes go out and play Fortnite or do whatever together, so I do not think about what's going on in here. And the people who are like that, the people who are distracting themselves in their social circle, the people who talk about women all the time, they don't got a job, they don't got money, they don't go to the gym, they don't got no hustle. And even if they do, they're still just sexual ass motherfuckers. Bro, I want you to keep asking yourself, what is the point in hanging out with these guys? What is the point in doing the things that they want to do? Because I know that there's a part of you that just drags through it just so you can feel validated. Brother, just disappear from your friend group. Disappear from everybody, all the distractions, and ask yourself, what do I truly want? Do I want to make a product? Do I want to start a business? What truly is it? Sit alone with yourself. Figure out who the heck you are. Because you've been chasing the social life for so long. And the reality is that you have been chasing the social life because you think that this is what you need to actually fulfill your soul. Because society has told you that that is what you need to fulfill your soul. To fulfill your soul, you need sex. You need 20 different friends. You need to go to a bunch of parties. You need to be having constant fun all the time. It is bullshit. It is a false reality given to you by other social media influencers. And the reality is all that sex and all that socializing with stupid people and all that drunkenness only lasts for such a small period. And then you realize this is not actually what I wanted. And that's how powerful the mind is. If you condition it to believe that what you actually need to be fulfilled is hedonism, that is the one thing that you're gonna crave for the rest of your life. But if you condition yourself to believe that fulfillment is through my purpose, fulfillment is through work, fulfillment is through helping people, fulfillment is through going to the gym, becoming stronger, then that is what it's gonna believe. It's Play-Doh. Your brain is like Play-Doh. You can mush it into whatever you want. But so many teenage men and women have been tricked to believe that this is what they need for themselves. It is truly sad. And then once they chase this life, they think they're getting this fulfillment and purpose they're looking for. They're getting the social life. They're going to the parties. They're getting drunk. They're getting girls. They're doing all this stuff. And then they realize after 3, 5, 10 years that they don't even know who they are. And then there's the 1% of men that look at that life and go, you know what? I know where that's going to go, and I don't want to go there. So they spend their teenage years, their adolescent years, their young adult years grinding on their purpose, figuring out how to get rich, figuring out how to use their strength to their advantage over the world, improving their life, improving their physique, improving their health, improving on themselves. And the 1% of men realize that success comes through the detoxed lifestyle, where they have all of their priorities organized in their head. And they're not just chasing the one thing that 99% of other people are chasing, which is pleasure. And if you're trying to pursue the lonely road and you're feeling very left out, maybe you're having FOMO, you're thinking, oh man, I could be socializing, going to parties, talking to women, understand that that action is going to make you feel very good at the moment. It will make you feel very good at the moment. But the next day, the pain is greater than the pleasure you felt yesterday. So when you think of parties, you think of the social life, you think of all that stuff, the chasing, the validation, and the appreciation. Don't think of the first feeling that you get. Think of the last feeling, the painful feeling, the shame, the guilt, the, oh, I could have been working, oh, I could have been, and all of the dopamine goes down and you're no longer in the high. Think of that feeling when you hear the word party, when you hear the word drugs, when you hear the word woman, when you hear the word blah, blah. It's all about your interpretation. It's all about your perspective. And if you understand that, you will be fulfilled being on the lonely road, knowing that this feels better than going to parties and having my friends stringing me along. Not because of the first initial feeling, but because of the overall ROI of it. The return on investment is higher when you're on the lonely road. I hope this video helped you. Make sure to take life seriously. See you guys next time.